table, you can say the firm is earning maximum profit corresponding to this rate of output. So profit is nothing but the difference between revenue and cost. To decide the profit or loss, we need to introduce one more curve into the analysis. That is average cost curve. Let us draw average cost and then marginal cost. This is, suppose initial price is OP1, let us say. The market established price is OP1. So this is D1 demand curve, which is also equal to AR1, which is equal to MR1. The first condition is you have to find out MC-MR equality. This is MC and MR equal here. This is equilibrium quantity OQ1, for example. So OQ1 quantity, OP1 price. What is total revenue? Price into quantity. OP1 into OQ1 is equal to OP1 E Q1. Okay, that is total revenue. What is total cost? What is cost per unit for OQ1? What is cost per unit? This is cost per unit. Q1F, for example. OQ1 quantity, Q1F is cost per unit. Or you draw here OC1. So OQ1 quantity, cost per unit is OC1. So total cost is equal to OC1 into OQ1, that is equal to OQ1 FC1. OQ1 FC1. That means this area is profit. If the price is OP1, the firm produces and sells OQ1 quantity because MC is equal to MR at point E, and this brings profit per unit of EF or total profit of P1 EFC1. This is the profit situation depending on the price OP1. Okay. The market established price is OP2. Imagine instead of OP1, it is OP2. First, find out the equilibrium quantity. Equilibrium requires that MC is equal to MR. So OP2, this is D2 is equal to AR2 is equal to MR2. So MR, MC equal here, and equilibrium quantity is OQ2 and GH. OP2 price per unit and OQ2 quantity. OP2 into OQ2 gives you OP2ZQ2. This is total revenue. And cost per unit is Q2H. So OQ2H and C2. This is total cost. Here the firm is incurring loss. That is, total cost is more than total revenue. Total cost is equal to OQ2HC2 and revenue is OQ2ZP2. By comparison, you can say that loss is more compared to the revenue, total cost is more compared to total revenue. The firm is incurring loss. Then the next question is, in this case, if price is OP2, the firm will produce OQ2 but incurs a loss. Then why the firm continues to be in the business when it is incurring the loss? Why not it leave the industry? So why it continues in the industry? Even though it is incurring loss, the loss is minimum. A firm under conditions of perfect competition continues to produce even though it is incurring loss. If and if only by continuing it minimizes loss, then only it continues. Otherwise, it will quit the industry. So to prove this, we need to introduce another curve into the analysis, that is average variable cost. AC, AVC, MC. We know these are the relations. MC reaches minimum while increasing, intersects AVC at its minimum point and also AC at its minimum point. So we want to depict a loss situation. So the market established price must be less than AC. That is below this. You take somewhere here. Imagine price is OP1. This is D1 is equal to AR1 is equal to MR1. The first step is determine equilibrium quantity by way of intersection of MC, MR or equality here. This is equilibrium quantity OQ1. So OQ1, this is E and this is F. The firm is incurring loss per unit of EF, and total you can extend here up to this rectangle. OP1 price and OQ1 quantity, so OQ1 EP1 total revenue and OQ1 F and C1 cost. So the firm is incurring loss. Okay. Even though it is incurring loss, the loss is minimum because you see here for OQ1 rate of output, the price Q1E is more than average variable cost. Even if the firm temporarily shuts down its operations, it has to incur fixed cost. So what is more important is whether price is equal to or greater than variable cost. That is very, very important in the short run. So you have to see that you have to compare price with average variable cost or variable cost per unit. In this case, OQ1 output, even though price is less than average cost, but it is more than average variable cost. Q1Z, for example, Q1Z, this is variable cost. So your price is Q1E. You are not only able to recover variable cost, but also a portion of the fixed cost is also recovered. That is the EZ amount per unit of fixed cost is recovered. This is contribution towards the recovery of fixed cost. By producing OQ1, you are reducing the loss. You are able to recover a part of fixed cost component which would otherwise becomes a loss, total loss. So the loss is minimum by way of producing OQ1, even though the price is less than minimum ABC, average cost, minimum average cost. Now, to what extent it can go on? For example, if price is somewhere here, OP2, production will never take place because here, if at all it has to take place, MC-MR equality indicates this is the equilibrium and this is the minimum AVC. Price is less than variable cost. So the firm can avoid variable cost. So if a price is less than the minimum AVC, this is the minimum required price, then only equilibrium output takes place. If a price is less than minimum AVC, the firm will shut down its operations because it can avoid at least variable cost, though not fixed cost. Fixed cost anyway it has to incur, but it can avoid variable cost component. So price must be at least equal to minimum AVC. So if a price is more than minimum AVC, then the firm will continue. If price is less than minimum AVC, it will close down its operations. So in the short run, what is more important is price must be at least equal to or greater than minimum AVC, not AC. AC is not relevant here because the total cost component, fixed cost is unavoidable, whereas variable cost must be borne. Variable cost can be avoided. So the price must be at least equal to minimum variable cost. Let us show the equilibrium of firm and industry. Before that, let us derive the supply curve of a firm. We have seen that for rates of output beyond more than minimum AVC, production takes place, and if a price is less than minimum AVC, production will not take place. So suppose you take the MC, this is rising portion of MC over and above minimum AVC. Suppose this is price OP1. Now let us derive the supply curve of a firm under conditions of perfect competition in the short run. The rising portion of MC over and above minimum AVC, that is relevant because if a price is less than minimum AVC, there will not be any production. So what is the relevant for us? Price must be at least equal to minimum AVC. Production takes place only when price is equal to or greater than minimum AVC. Suppose this is OP1, equilibrium quantity is OQ1. If price is OP2, equilibrium quantity is OQ2. Similarly, if price is OP3, equilibrium quantity is OQ3. Now we have information required for drawing or deriving supply curve, short-run supply curve of a firm. So at OP1, OQ1 quantity is equilibrium quantity. In the next diagram, you draw OP1 price and OQ1 quantity. This is one point S1, and OP2 price and OQ2 quantity, another point on supply curve S2, and OP3 and OQ3 S3. And connecting these, you will get the SS supply curve. If carefully drawn, the MC curve itself is the supply curve. The rising portion of MC over and above minimum AVC is the short-run supply curve of a firm. So this is about the short-run supply curve of a firm. And now let us see the short-run equilibrium of a firm and industry in a single diagram. Suppose here this is for industry. The total market demand and supply, the intersection of demand and supply gives you equilibrium price OP. And the firm is a price taker but not a price maker. So the price is given OP. This is demand curve, which is also equal to AR, which is also equal to MR. The initial situation is total market demand and market supply determine equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. And for the firm, this price is given. The firm is a price taker but not a price maker. So at the price, it can sell any number of units of output. Now, depending on the cost conditions, it may earn a profit or incur loss. For example, if cost conditions are like this, AC, MC, what happens? MC, MR intersection, and this is loss per unit. Or if the cost conditions are like this, MC, MR intersection, and this is the profit per unit. This is cost per unit, revenue per unit, and this is profit per unit. And if the cost conditions are like this, this is the loss. The firm may earn a profit or incur loss depending on the cost conditions. Because price is given, it is only a quantity adjuster. It has to adjust its quantity given the price. So depending on the supply cost conditions, the firm may earn a profit like this or incur loss like this. Suppose imagine the firm is with this plant SCSC and this is MC, and the firm is initially earning profit per unit. Revenue is more than cost. Profit per unit is, say, AB is profit per unit. This is EF. Let us begin with the assumption that the firm is operating with the AC and SCSC1 and SMC1. So the firm is earning a profit here and profit is equal to AB per unit. What will happen here? This profit is a pure economic profit that is over and above the normal rate of return, because normal rate of return is included in the cost as part of a cost, implicit cost. So when some of the firms are earning more than normal rate of return, new firms will enter into the industry and they will start producing, and production will increase, price will come down, and profits will be eliminated. Though the firm will be in industry equilibrium here, it may be producing profit maximizing rate of output or equilibrium, but industry cannot be in equilibrium because there is a possibility for the entry of new firms into the industry. And in the second situation, this particular firm is incurring loss because of its cost conditions, and some of this firm and some similar firms having similar cost conditions may quit the industry. So what happens? The production will come down, price will come down, and the industry will not be in stability. There will not be any stability in the industry. There is a possibility of entry of new firms and exit of some of the existing firms. So the firm may be temporarily in equilibrium in the short run, but industry is not stable and there is no equilibrium for the industry here. That is, there is a tendency for the outsiders to enter or the existing firms to leave here, because the firm is earning either above the normal profits or incurring losses. The last aspect is long run equilibrium. We need